Well, welcome everybody. Before we get into any discussion of our next topic, the San Andreas Fault, I wanted to kind of go over some housekeeping things with everyone. First of all, I want to make sure everyone has one of their student credit sheets that they put on their homework, which is due Thursday. Homework being due Thursday means that on Friday we have our next test. Now, I want to let everyone know that I've already put all of your test scores into PowerSchool, so you should be able to see your grades anytime. And I want to make sure everyone understands that I also, this Thursday at lunch, I'm in here for any review, anything that you think you need. Come on in and let's talk. I want to make sure everyone does exceedingly well on this next test. But before we do that, we have one more topic to talk about, just one more thing about the San Andreas Fault. The reason I do this is that you guys drive by this road cut all the time, and you don't realize that you're driving through one of the most impressive pieces of geologic history in the United States. And I think what I want to do is I got a diagram up here, and I would like to talk to you a little bit about how the San Andreas Fault works. It's an amazing system. The San Andreas, it goes... Uh-oh. Get the phone. Hold on. Oh no, it's my friend Dr. Montana. You guys hold on a second. He's a real geologist. Dr. Montana, hey, it's good to, yes. What? Oh, you're where? Well, what? That's amazing. We were just going to talk about the San Andreas Fault, and you're standing, okay, all right, well, okay, I'll put you right on. Talk to you later. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on a minute. I'd like to have you meet my friend Dr. Montana. Hello. No. Don't talk about it. You gotta show it to them, Dr. Mooney. I mean, you gotta get them to go out to the road cut and look at the San Andreas Fault. Let's take a quick look at it. Why don't you let me take a look? Just let me take over the class. Okay, all right, now, I'll talk to the class, hold on. Hey guys, listen up. Rather than talk about the San Andreas Fault, let's go out and look at it. Here it is behind me. Can you see those different layers of rock? By the way, ignore the cars passing by. They weren't here when the San Andreas was created. But we've really got two plates in here. Remember our talk about plate tectonics in our last film? Well, what we've got here is to my right, probably your left, we have the North American plate. That's where places like Boston are. What you're looking at goes all the way to the center of the Atlantic Ocean, and it comes all the way back to right where I am, looking behind me. And when you go over this direction to my left, your right, you're on the Pacific Plate. Out there we have Japan, you have Hawaii, you have Australia, and you come back here, and guess what? Those places like Australia and Hawaii and Japan meet the center of the Atlantic Ocean right behind me. We are standing on the San Andreas Fault. And what you're looking at is a lot of sedimentary rocks that have been laid down in oceans, and then over millions and millions of years, they were, you know what, rather than me talk about it, why don't I just, well, don't tell my wife, but I brought some of her sculpting clay with me. She might be a little upset, but I think she'd understand because she knows how passionate I am about this very place. Ladies and gentlemen, look at the beds. You can see them here. They were laid down. Oops, got some threads here. They were put down like this, and then incredible force of this gigantic moving plate pushing them together, twisting, and pushing and cracking and doing all kinds of crazy things until I'm not really good at it, until it looks like this. And that's what you're looking at right behind me. That's what's happened right here. This happened over millions of years. It didn't happen last week. The reason I come here is because I know all of you drive through here many times. You don't realize you're probably driving through one of the most impressive geologic features in the United States of America, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a tough mystery question for you. Somewhere behind me is the actual San Andreas Fault. Somewhere in this system right behind me. And, my phone is vibrating. Hello? Oh. Hi, dear. Uh-oh. You're missing what? The clay? You needed the blue clay. Hold on. Dr. Mooney, can you take it for a minute? I really gotta take this call. I think I got some problems here. Yeah. Okay. Well, no, I understand. Okay. I'll call you back. Okay. Bye-bye. Okay, yeah, I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think we better let Dr. Montana take his phone call. It does look a little troublesome there. Sorry, he kind of just threw that back on me a little bit. Let's talk about what we just saw there. Now look at my diagram compared to what he was showing there. Well, it's a cheap imitation, but let's talk about it anyway. This is generally that San Andreas road cut that he was talking about. What were we looking at there with Dr. Montana? Well, first of all, you saw some curved beds here, you saw some straighter beds in here, and you might have seen what we call a discontinuity between the two. Well, that's kind of what he was looking at. Of course, the car on the freeway too, that was a little unusual. Well, what you were looking at, as he just said, is to the left of the screen was North America, the North American plate, which we described when we were talking about plate tectonics. To the right was the Pacific plate. And right here is right where the two of them meet. The red line that we're seeing right here is what Dr. Montana, if he weren't in deep trouble there, would call a minor fault. And again, he mentioned the idea of tectonics. That's the whole idea of these plates interacting. You are looking at a plate boundary made up of sedimentary and metamorphic rocks. And ladies and gentlemen, sedimentary rocks are laid down like this, horizontally. Think about that for a minute. Think about what happened to create these beds that look like that. You saw Dr. Montana with those incredible pieces of clay that are getting him into trouble right now. I just can imagine what he's talking about on the phone right there. What the pressure, the forces, the incredible dynamics that push this incredible mountain of rock together. He left us with a mystery that we have to solve. Where exactly in that image was the San Andreas Fault? Some people, how many of you think it's over here where these curved beds are? Okay, some of you. How about over here where these more vertical beds are? Bunch of the rest of you, okay. How many think it was right there at the minor fault, right on that red line? A couple of you. Oh, you caught the word minor fault, I see. Well, I'm really sad because I know what Dr. Montana's like. He'd be just totally excited right now because what he would tell you is the whole thing is the San Andreas Fault. This is part of it. That's part of it. That's part of it. The car is not part of it, okay, and the highway was not part of it. But the whole caboodle there is the San Andreas Fault. Well, a lot of people think, well, there's supposed to be a line there. Well, the strange thing is, and maybe Dr. Montana will work on it for the next presentation, is if you were up in a helicopter, this would look like a line. This would not look like a bunch of rocks lying around. You'd be up there and you see a massively wide line. This is the San Andreas Fault zone. And ladies and gentlemen, well, he said it very, very well. This was an incredibly beautiful picture. I really, really wish I could have been there with him. Well, I think that's about all for today. I just wanted to make sure everyone kind of understood what the San Andreas Fault Zone looked like when you guys drive down the 14 with your parents anytime in the future. You'll be able to look at it and go, I know what this place is. I just hope Dr. Montana will be able to keep working with me in other adventures. His wife is, I know his wife, she's probably very upset with him right now, and it just dawned on me. Is anybody going by his house? I think he left a piece of clay here that his wife probably wants back immediately. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's our San Andreas Fault Zone talk for today. Anybody have any questions?